What's up? AJ here from the Moto Academy. We got Kennedy C18. He's an OG Moto Academy member.
18.
Speaking of OG Moto Academy members, Kylie Culpa out there. Her first day ever at a motocross track was with me in like 2016 when I first started Moto Academy. Okay, he won a private lesson during Moto Academy 12 days of Christmas, so we're doing it now. Hey, it's never too late. It's June, but that's okay. We're gonna teach you guys how to hit a corner like a pro.
We're gonna try.
We're gonna try. So what I want you to do is go inside and go outside. Give me a few passes through each one. I haven't got a chance to watch you through this yet.
All right.
Let me see how you're doing inside and outside. Both are pretty different characteristics. Inside actually has a rut.
Yeah.
Outside is more of like a berm.
Yeah.
Both are pretty good. Both are pretty good. I won't say anything yet. He's on the Stark at 67 horsepower still. Right in the sweet spot, 67 horsepower. That's a lot. That's more than I ride it in most of the time.
I thought you rode in 70.
Here I do.
Oh, yeah.
But at a lot of other places, like in the woods, I'm 40 something.
Yeah, I was in 48 when we were at your house.
All right, let's
All right.
see it. I won't give you any advice just yet. I mean, very good. One small thing I can talk about there. That one was worse, but I think that's because he thought somebody was going to cut on the track, so he closed off his entry quite a bit. All right, now we got the inside. Good. So many people out there right now. Good. Still sitting a little early. Sitting a little far back on the seat. Not bad. His biggest issue is corner exit. I'll talk with him in a second on that. All right, so what?
Before you say anything,
I want to hear. That's what I was going to ask.
I know I'm rushing.
Okay, well, give me what else? Do you feel anything specific that's going wrong?
I don't think I think I need to slow down and make it smoother, or maybe get on the throttle earlier, let off brakes.
So your outside was perfect, where you basically your entry, mid corner all looked good. Where you sat for the outside looked good.
Yeah.
It was pretty much perfect. Where you had issues when you hit the outside were all the bumps on the exit.
Yeah.
The bumps really affected you.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, I did get that.
I saw head movement, and what that tells me is you had too much weight into your butt at that point and not enough into your feet.
Yeah.
So you have two options when it comes to the end of that corner. One, either take the time to use the wall to pivot and to get away from the bumps.
Yeah.
That's one option, right? So like there, he even actually did it by mistake. He got just to the left, because all it takes is a couple inches. Or if you do decide to go through the bumps, and you can stay on the seat when you do that, but it's like a fake sit that I talk about.
Kind of,
so I'm talking, you got to have 100% of that weight into your outside foot. 100%.
Okay.
So that way your butt can just alleviate pressure and then meet the seat. It's the only way you're going to keep traction, and it's the only way you're not going to feel like a bobblehead when you do that. Not to give you too much info, but on the inside, I would say you rushed the inside a little bit. You sat too early.
Yeah.
And you sat too far back on the seat, and then your head would get too far forward. And I think that those last two mistakes, butt too far back and head too far forward, happened because you rushed sitting down.
Yeah.
So stay standing until past the sprinkler head, past the halfway mark, even when you go inside.
All right.
Slow down that entry a bit. As far as movement goes,
Yeah.
you can still flow through with good momentum, but just stay standing. And then when you do sit, get the butt more forward so you can just be more upright. Your upper body in the outside of the turn was like this, and then in the inside was like this.
Yeah. Okay.
That much of a difference.
I also feel like I might overshoot this inside sometimes.
Yeah, well, also you're mistiming this jump.
Yeah.
And I know that there's a million people out there. You're kind of behind guys. There was one person that I thought was going to cut out in front of you, which was one of the reasons you kind of like didn't open up the corner one time.
Off, yeah.
I'm going to do it a few just so you could watch it. Not really necessarily at super speed, but
yeah.
I haven't hit the inside yet either.
Oh, okay.
What's up, guys? AJ Catanzaro here from the Moto Academy. This year we are doing our first ever Moto Academy summer camp, and we are picking one lucky winner from inside of the app to spend the entire week with us completely free. You can win from anywhere in the world. All you have to do is be a member inside of the Moto Academy app. Go to themotoacademy.com. Subscribe today. We're going to be picking one lucky winner July 19th. So don't wait. Get inside of the app to win a week of Moto Academy Summer Camp. Good luck, guys. So a big difference there, Grant, is explosiveness at the end of the corner. And I do that for a reason, to get off the berm to avoid the bumps. So front rear here, standing. Now for the inside, I'll have the same strategy as far as standing deep. Deep really is the solution. So we'll open this up. Whoa, a little more. Gotta be careful. When you watch me versus Kenny C18, I bet you the difference on the entry doesn't look like much, but it's my exit where I really put the weight in the feet. Watch the way I exit, how much my head doesn't move. It's the exit, really. And I stand. I don't know if you guys caught that. I stand for a split second and then sit. Let's see if he picks up on it. Okay, so what were your observations? Like, let's start with the outside.
I think I'm overshooting this.
Yes, you are.
So I want to work on that first.
Especially when it's wet. When you land a little bit deep down that, when it's wet, you can't get stopped or set up for the
sliding.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if you could tell, but my entry is so conservative because I'm just afraid not to, I just don't want to slide, right? But I downside the jump perfect every time. So
yeah, I got to work on that.
That's one place to start. Beginning to mid corner, nothing special. Really, I stand super deep, as I always do. Even on the inside, I stand super deep. When I sit, I'm very upright and vertical. From the sprinkler head right here out to the jump face. What's your, from this sprinkler head here to the exit, what are you noticing with me there?
Getting hard on the throttle there once you exit it?
Yes. So on the outside, I was getting super hard on the throttle because what that would do is that would create the pivot and the bank off the berm to get me further left. From the inside, it was slightly different strategy. Did you see what I was doing when I took the inside on the exit?
Standing all the way through?
I would sit,
right on your exit.
And then I would stand, but barely, like almost a fake stand.
Yeah.
Talk about the fake sit. I would just do a little stand, and then I'd sit again once I would get past the bumps. So if you watch that back on the footage, or if Grant wants to try a slow motion replay, like you'll see my butt comes off the seat to absorb. There's basically 3 big bumps that will affect you, and then I sit again
for the entrance
after that. And then I might even stand again when I go up the jump face to soak up the jump face.
Yeah.
So it's a super interesting, like, that's where you're losing your time, especially in the start. When you hit the bumps, not only are you getting like you look like a bobblehead, but you get a ton of wheel spin.
Yeah.
Your wheel spin just keeps getting more and more and more.
I also think these reps at the face are throwing me off a little bit.
Yeah, don't worry about those. Those, if anything, like suck you in nice and it feels good.
All right. Then I'm gonna do the outside and just work on this more. Oh boy.
Clean. Nice. Oh, you gotta be especially careful on that thing. What? I've never been a fan of watering while bikes are out there. It's just, it's too sketch. It's too sketch. There's got to be moisture in that. There's got to be some loam for it to soak into. Kenny C18's got to be careful on that old Stark, but he's got good throttle control. Good. Good, got away from the bumps. Nice. Even with it being wet, he was able to do it. Once it works in a bit more, he can kind of hit it aggressive the way I was. I think he'll be able to fix the problem. If you guys watch the jump video with Kenny and myself, you'd notice that the advice was specific. It was sort of higher level conversation because he's been to so many classes, he's been in the app forever, that he's got a big head start. So we're skipping a lot of the fundamental technique stuff. But yet, it's not rocket science. Nice.
There we go.
Good, getting off the berm early. Got to be careful of that wheel spin. That's the only thing he does. These Starks need a clutch. They need a clutch. I control all of that acceleration out of the corner so that I don't get wheel spin. I do all of that with the clutch. So not having it, and especially it being electric, it just starts spinning a million miles an hour. But he's doing pretty good. Whoa, whoa! Just lighting it up. It's just freaking slippery.
Yeah.
The tough part about the inside rut right now is that you aren't getting enough exit speed out of the corner to not just sit there and spin. And I mean, it's so wet now compared to 2 minutes ago when I was hitting it. It's not really a fair comparison.
The outside still feels good.
Yeah, and you fixed all your issues. You downsided that every time perfect. You stood to the perfect point. You were really cognizant of like knowing where to put the weight into the feet on the exit, and it couldn't be more important on this bike. Heel drop and knowing to put the weight into the foot pegs on the Stark to just help traction in some way is crazy, crazy important. And for those of you listening, like that's how you create traction, is getting the heels to drop below the foot pegs and to drive the weight into the foot pegs. If you're sitting, your foot's going to be more like this, kind of pushing down and back on the foot peg, but still get the weight into the leg. What most people do is when they sit for a turn, it's just kind of like, the weight is in the butt and you don't have any real control when you do that. Okay, another short video, maybe not, I don't know. Pretty good.
Thanks.
You're too good. I can't even really like, it's like when we used to do pro versus am with Cameraman Cam, but he got so good that it was like, I didn't even know what to tell him anymore. There's always small things to work on. The faster you guys get, the smaller and maybe more annoying the things are, that the nuances and intricacies of what you have to do. But that's where it gets really fun. Subscribe to the Moto Academy app like Kenny, win a private lesson, win free dirt bikes, win free trips. I mean, you name it, we give it away inside the Moto Academy. So he can't hear what I'm saying, but that's okay. All right, subscribe. Toodaloo.